I remember the first song I heard in Darjeeling district. Actually, it was in a village called Manebhanjan, where I was going as a kid on a hike to Sandakpur, which is the highest point of West Bengal and a border of Nepal and Bengal. So I was going with a friend who is no more. His name is Arjun Sherpa. I remember Arjun teaching me a song, which is a song I sing a lot and everyone knows nowadays. It's called Resam Firiri, and you know the song as well. You know, Kukudalai kotima koti biralolai suri timro hamro maya priti do bato maguri resam firiri resam firiri urero jau ki darama bhanjang resam firiri. And he used to make fun with this song with the locals. They used to make a joke. Resam firiri kanama ghilili. I am a monkey, you are a donkey, resam firiri. And these kind of little things, little jokes and beautiful times. Just the simple raiko sag, which is mustard sag, rice, ghee, amazing life, an amazing integrity. People were happy with such little things. That's what first attracted me towards Darjeeling. So Manebhanjang is a village which is exactly on the border. There are houses which are, the border has passed through these houses. It's like one part of maybe the balcony of the house is in Nepal and the toilet is in Bengal. So it's like, it's like that. They had a lot of richness of heart, with the little things. Like I saw for the first time what is sukuti. For the first time I saw what is tongba, a local drink in the evenings. I was too young to have alcohol at that time, but I could see that, people would enjoy, fermented kodo turned into tongba and sitting down, singing songs in the evening. It could be a Hindi song, it could be a Nepali song. Sometimes it was even a Bengali song. Sometimes it was a Led Zeppelin song. And these villagers, I don't know how they learned to play the guitar. I didn't even know how to play guitar at that point of time. It's too young. It's a very beautiful sounding language. And it's very diverse. I realized how diverse it is when I actually went to Kathmandu, and I realized how different this area is from that area. Kathmandu is another amazing place, like huge city, and I realized that how different the valley culture is from the mountain culture, and then the streets of Kathmandu and the Newari music, and then the Bodhanath, the Tamang community there, and all these different scripts. It fascinated me. It was fascinating, and you get up on a car ride and you hear a Gandharva tune suddenly, and someone is singing like "Olla le nani kasi maya launu timroi besi na huni roi chara." I was thinking to myself like, why is this music attracting me so much? So as a kid, I learned Indian classical, North Indian classical, what we call North Indian classical. It's actually not North Indian classical, it is actually the subcontinental classical music. It's common to Nepal, it's common to Pakistan, it's common to Bangladesh, it's common to India, the entire subcontinent actually. It's that one music theory which was there, but there were unique forms that evolved from that. And I was quite taken aback that I was finding similarities with a lot of Bengali songs which had similarities with this movement. Like, for an example, if I sing to you, Machi kadaile najar laundai mache kyo nadaile. Okay? Then as urero jau ki darama bhanjang resam firiri. Almost the same tune, right? Rato rumal deli mai khukri bhire ko. Same resolve, right? কেমনে জানিব তোমারে মুর্শিদ ধন হে কেমনে জানিব তোমারে comes to the same point. So luckily I was taught by my parents the rudiments of classical music at a very basic level. So I realized that if you look at the rag Kalyan, which is like sa re ga pa dha sa sa ni da pa ma ga re sa, so there is no ma while going in the arohan or the upper way. Sa re ga pa dha sa re sa. It's just like the rag Bhupali. It's a major pentatonic scale for everyone who's a musician. Sa re ga pa dha sa. But while coming back, sa ni da pa ma, Tivrama or the sharp fourth, ma ga re sa re sa. Now if you look at it, ure ra zau ki dada ma banjang sa ni da pa ma ga re sa, machi kadaile najar laudai ma chekyo dangai re. So then I realized that now this is why that music is going to help me. Like, not, I never wanted to be I had nothing to do with classical music, but it just helped me identify, those structures helped me identify that how similar yet a little different each structure is. Like, it's just that so this is a Nepali song, Master Mitra Sen Thapa, but this is an Adhunik Nepali song. So there is an element of that time of modernization, which is 1920s to 1930s, that time. So that and that's very similar to what S.D. Burman was doing at that time. Amit, or like Bashi Shune Yar Kagnai Sheje Daka Iya Bashi. The same thing Master Mitra Sen. एक कालो कोटे से तो जांगी गोला बंधी नहीं फेरी मुस हस्टन चुलटो ठुटी तोरू नीलाई हेरी बसे पीछे कांची नानी नया लुगा फेरी कोरके या खालाई हेरचन लाउडे याउंदा फेरी लाउडे कोरे लिमाई फैसले रामतो रातो रुमल लिमाई फूकदी भीरे को আমি বলতে ভুলে গেছি সে যেন বাঁশি না বাজায়. See, it sounds like they're the same song almost, because it's a time also. Modernization doesn't happen in one place. It happens over a large area. Wherever the industry was, it was influencing independent artists to actually come and join the industry. They were influenced by the local folk forms, so the words were very unique to the places. Whereas if you look at an older song of Nepal, so, or a very traditional song like Timro nai mara lagta cha saile samjan chu chin china timile maya na gare pani garchu ma dina. The movement is sa re ga pa dha sa na Sani da pa ma ga re sa re ga pa dha sa. It's basically a classical movement, but it has nothing to do with classical music. It's basically the living in that area of Batulechor, where someone like Jhalakman Kandar was born. So when he is singing, I can never replicate that. Just like I can never replicate the singing of, and I'm not here to replicate even. So, but I got interested by it. Like, for an example, this is an example of Kalyan that I gave you. So many songs are based on Kalyan. Some are from Rajasthan, some are from Assam, some are from Bengal, some are from Nepal. But they all are not a part of Rag Kalyan anymore. They become a part of the place, the people, their lifestyle. Like, when Jhalak Manda is singing, he was singing, he's no more with us. When he was singing with certain microtones, like Timro nai maya lagta cha saile samjan chu chin china timile maya nagare pani garchu ma dina हाजारौं माइले भातै र खायो ती हुन् त गाभाको के माया गर्थ्यौ तिमीले साइली म जस्तो जाभाको. And because he's from West, Paschim, he has this. If you listen to him carefully, you will see he's always using shaili instead of saili. But in Shuddha Nepali, it's saili. के माया गर्थ्यौ तिमीले साइली. So he has a different accent. के माया गर्थ्यौ. This movement cannot come to you. You can pick it up, you can try to emulate it, but this movement cannot come to you naturally if you don't play a sarangi. And I never grew up with a sarangi. I grew up literally with a harmonium and so later on I picked up this instrument. If you play with this instrument, you can never actually create what he did, and you should not even try to create what he did. You should actually be respectful to him and love what he did by expressing it in your own style. That is very unique, I feel. Tell me. चिया ठीक छ बहुत अच्छा. You have to in Nepali you have to say धेरै what धेरै मिठो छ धेरै मिठो छ. If you want even better, you can say dami छ. If you want even better, from Kathmandu in the very rustic, you can say babbal cha. Babbal cha. It is. It is raw but sweet. It's a very beautiful language.
So, how do you look at folk music as a modern, contemporary traveling art?
Let's have some tea. That's a very difficult question.
Okay.
No, it's a very nice question to ask actually. See, this new idea of copyright, this new idea of releasing songs, I'm calling it new because this has only started in the last 60, 70, 80 years, right? For me, if I write a song, it belongs to everyone. I have no wishes to stop anyone from singing that. And also, I don't claim that any song is just mine. Because your process of creating a song, anyone's process of creating a song is also associated with the way you grow up. And that is associated with years of living, years of migration, and years of music from different parts of the world, which has actually become like this together. Otherwise, how is a Bengali tune similar to a Nepali tune, or a Nepali tune even similar to an African tune? How is it similar? They are similar yet different, right? So you can't say that, like for an example, the song Damadam Maskalandar is a song from 13th century. It was reformatted by Amir Khusro later, but that is also 500 to 600 years ago. So are you trying to say that the 8,000 people or 10,000 people or 80,000 people or 8 lakh people who sang this song over a period of 900 years, they've all done covers? Or are you trying to say you were there in the time of Amir Khusro to know that was exactly the tune of the song? But our problem is, from the time we have recognized that it was released by Runa Laila at one time, it was released by some other artist, we start thinking that is the original version. What is original? You should give credit to the person from whom you have learned the song. You should give credit to a person who has written the song, for sure, without any doubts. But every song is, if it's not for the people, we are actually covering every song. Even by writing a song, you are covering some kind of a melody or a lifestyle, right? No thought is new in this world. It has all been thought before by wiser people than us. You know, these are very, very capitalist, corporate, they call it ethics. I don't call it, there cannot be anything called corporate ethics. It's actually these corporate shackles that have actually bound us all together. And our time span of listening to a song has become, basically 1.5 minutes, 1 minute 12 seconds, and then we have all the time to write and criticize, but we have no time to appreciate what so many people are doing when they're singing a song. It could be well sung, it could be not so well sung. How does it matter? A person is giving so much by singing, and a person is receiving so much by listening to that. You can say it's good, it's bad to yourself, but this whole social aspect of all the time getting into the intellectual aspect of it, of deconstructing it, it's unnecessary, man. That's not how life was before. People used to sing in the courtyards. People used to sing in Nepal. Still see huge courts, big darbars. Like if you go to Patan Darbar Square, you'll still see the Newar community sitting there and singing. If you see the Lakhe of the Tamang community in Bodha, you'll see they're still doing those traditionals. Are they all covering a tradition? They're doing that for ages, man. They get possessed by it. And that's carrying on and on and on from one generation to another, to another, to another. And that is the beauty of us. That we evolve slowly, slowly within society. We mingle, we migrate. That's the beauty, that you and me are not the same. That you and me are a little different. But we are essentially human beings. That is the only way that you and me are similar, or anyone is similar, is that we are all human beings. That's it. There is no other identity that is necessary. Otherwise, everyone is different from everyone. What I know is, if I love a song, I like to sing it in my own way, with whatever instrument I have. Tomorrow I might have a sarangi, but I don't know how to play it. I might learn how to play it. I might try it tomorrow. Day after tomorrow, I might get a kora from Africa and might want to sing a song. But why does the song have to be an African song if I have to play it can be any song. I can sing a Nepali song on a kora, if I can sing a Bengali song on a ukulele. Is my communication getting through? Are you being communicated? That is what is more important. Actually, communication means to make common. Sadharanikaran. It's to make things simple, not to make things complex. That's the ancient process. So it's like, you can make things like, what I just played, it is actually deeply influenced by a man called Django Reinhardt. I can't save my life to play that style. But it's an original piece, which I can say that I wrote this piece. It's basically a lot of broken arpeggios that I'm playing in the gypsy jazz format. All the chords are. Now, this is very, you can call it gypsy jazz, you can call it the old school swing. If I right? But why does it have to be an American tune that I have to play on this? Why can't it be some other song? You know, it's just a swing groove, right? The same thing. Now it doesn't sound jazz. So if I play an African thing like Altam yala yeben abna shady shady aha alayen abna shady. So this is a song from Senegal, right? Indra kamal phul ko hajur botai madi kayo daibar dailai sasana maya salal jau hilelaina कालीमा कालीमा पनि हजुर मोटर जाँदो रहेछ ड्राइभर दाइलाई सासना माया सलल जाउँ हिँड्दैलैमा. But this is an African groove. It could be Caribbean. Matilda, 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 she take me money and run Venezuela. Once again now, Matilda, 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 she take me money and I run a Venezuela. Papa nita ding kanga tanga tangali tanga ding pambali tale. You can again come back to Indra kamal phul ko hajur botai madi gayo driver dailai sasana maya salala jau hiladelaina. I haven't changed the groove. You can even go to a Bengali song. Nishite jaiyo phulo bole ele bhomola nishite jaiyo phulo bole. This is from Sylhet. Ore loi doro ja kori bondo ore loiya phuler bondo ami ontore sopibo bonner naam de bhomola nishite jaiyo phulo bole. So I haven't changed. Now I can go to a Sufi song from Sindh, a part of Pakistan from where the great Sufi saint Sai Zahur comes from. मैं छड़ के पाक कुरान को मैं छड़ के पाक कुरान को जिंद वाला नबी दी शान को साईं ज़हूर दीवाना कहंदा जेड़ा नाम अल्लाह दा लैंदा ए अल्लाह अल्लाह तुम्बा कहंदा ए हक अल्लाह अल्लाह तुम्बा कहंदा ए अल्लाह अल्लाह तुम्बा कहंदा ए हक अल्लाह अल्लाह तुम्बा कहंदा ए अल्लाहू 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 Come back to the first song that I was singing. Sanu masano gai ko bacho dai madam ram. Sanu masano gai ko bacho dai madam ram. Pure rajana sakin maine paru maya sangai jao. Resam phiri pure rajam ki daram bhanjai resam phiri. And you can make the joke also. I am a monkey, you are a donkey, so this This is what I mean. See, all you need is a little bit of happiness, a little bit of togetherness, little bit of, exchange between the hearts. Because life is anyway too complicated. There are many harmonies, many, very, very difficult, complex harmonies. Everything is harmonic to each other. When you don't understand the harmony, it becomes noise. It sounds like discordant. But then you don't leave each other and go. You still survive together in this world. That proves that you actually tied up. Right? So that is the most modern thing that exists anyway, which is life. It is modernizing itself every day, changing every day the dynamics. That's where music comes from. That's where everything, this beautiful mountain comes from. That's where you and I come from. Life, love, togetherness. That's all. That's all that is modern every day. Thank you very much, Amit.
Thank you, Arko. And